Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today I'm going to bring you something a little different than my normal stuff. Today I'm going to review and this is a very long title, the Transformers 2017 Robots in Disguise, Combiner Force, Crash Combiners, Shock Drive, this feller, and Warnado. Wait. Oh, hold on. Here we go, Warnado. Yep. And they're classified as the Crash Combiners, which I'll show off what that is a little bit later. But here we have the two figures, Shock Drive and Warnado. And they look pretty cool. They're just two Cybertronian jets. And Shock Drive here. Well, I guess I'll go into Shock Drive first. And then I'll get back to Warnado here. So Shock Drive here is a Cybertronian jet. And he looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, the vehicle mode, it looks very nice, pretty detailed, pretty cool. And even though it's not, I don't know if it's based on anything, but it does remind me, like a little, it vaguely reminds me of the Transformers Fall of Cybertron video game. And it reminds me of Shockwave's vehicle mode in that game. Now, not exact, it's not perfect, but it feels like they were a little bit inspired by that vehicle mode into making this one. They even called this guy Shock Drive, which might be what they're hinting at. So it's really neat. Now, let's get on with transformation. Now, these guys are not really standard anything. However, both him and Warnado here are about Commander class size, maybe, and possibly Legends class size. They're like about those sizes. They're fairly small. They're also super simple because these figures are more along the lines of the they're more aimed at like little kids, like the one-step changers and whatnot. That's what these are. So to transform Shock Drive here into his robot mode, this is what you gotta do. Stand him up, pull out the arms, come out in here, flip this out, and flip up the head. And that is it. Super simple. This is Shock Drive in his robot mode. So I'm gonna put off to the side. I'm gonna put him right there. And then I'm going to bring in Warnado. So Warnado here, you get out of here. I don't know why that turtle keeps popping up. So Warnado here is very similar. In fact, I think he has like one extra step. So same thing to transform. Before that, here's his vehicle mode. And it does remind me of something else. Like, it's not based on anything, but it really does remind me of the Transformer Cybertron, or Galaxy Force, if you know the Japanese name, a version of Starscream's vehicle mode. Like, doesn't it? Like, I get a very heavy vibe. That's where they were inspired here. This looks to me just like the Cybertron Starscream's vehicle mode, which is part of cool. As I said, pretty neat little vehicle mode. So, to transform them, you stand them up, come down here, flip forward. Whoops, can't reveal that yet. There we go. Nope. No, that's the feature. That's the feature. I'm not gonna do that yet. Okay, like I said, you come down here, flip these forward to do the feet. So one extra step, flip out arms, come in here, and flip out the head and back in. And there is Warnado in his vehicle mode. And in terms of sculpting and detail, they're pretty cool. Like, they've got a nice head sculpt. Same here. I like that their eyes are painted. Really neat and nicely detailed. Here comes the problem. They have a zero articulation. All they can do is that, and if you really want, they can do that. He can do it like individually. But that's it. That is it for Shock Drive and Warnado in terms of their individual things. That's it. Nothing really special. And that's like the one thing I don't like about this little Crash combining thing, about these two individually, is that their vehicle modes are actually not bad. The robot modes are much to be desired. Like, I have seen both Legion class and even Minicons with more articulation than these guys, which is kind of a shame since this is a 2017 figure, even though I know that this is aimed at younger kids. But would it have killed them to make these guys a little bit more posable? I'm like, this is just, you're just giving them bricks. Okay, now let's go on with the gimmick, which is the whole reason you get these two. The whole Crash combining gimmick. So to do that, first you gotta transform them both back into vehicle modes, which is like the most difficult, the most complicated thing in the world. Just arms in, flip out, fold back, and boom, there's shock drive. Fold this back up, fold in, boom. Now they're back in their vehicle modes. And if you notice, you see this little clip here and the arrow. Warnado also has this here with also an arrow. And you're supposed to connect them like, hold on, like that. You're supposed to do that. Now, what crash combining is basically the newest, it's the 2017 version of power linking from way back in EnerJoe, which is kind of cool. In fact, that's the whole reason why, the only reason you'd get this is for this gimmick. This entire figure was dedicated to this one gimmick. How this works, and watch this, it's actually kind of cool. You clip them here together, and then let go. There's the top half. Next thing you do, come on here, separate the legs, flip up the feet, flip up the feet, flip out arms, flip out hands. And there we go. Meet Shocknado. This is the Crash Combiner Shocknado. And that's why it's called Crash Combining, because it's basically the two vehicles crashing in together and combining and essentially power linking. And yeah, this is him. And he looks really cool. Not from the back, as you can clearly see the two bodies. So like, just keep him from the front. And that's a very nice head sculpt. I like it. I also like that it's not really a visor that he has. He has actual eyes, but they're painted over red. It's really unique. And yeah, this is Shocknado. And he looks really cool. That's the best thing I can say. It's a very good looking figure. He looks really good, but just like his other ones, he just has slightly more articulation. And by that I mean his arms can go up like this. You can move the shoulders down like that. And he has elbows. And that is it. And if you really want to stretch, he can go in and out on the feet, but that's only for transformation, and up and down on the feet. So legs go in and out a tiny bit, and feet go up and down. And if you really want to as well, you can also close these back up and you can give him like a gun or some kind of weapon. But that is it. That is Shocknado. He does nothing else. And that is the one problem, that is the biggest problem I have with this whole little Crash Combiner. The fact that it has barely any articulation. In fact, it has no articulation as far as I'm concerned. Barely has any. Just some movement in the arms, and that is it. Now, I understand that this is meant for little kids. I get it, and it does its job well. It is really good for little kids. I can see any number of kids like being able to transform this no problem, especially doing the whole crash combining thing, which I will admit is really cool and was well done. It's just that with all the other stuff I've seen, I feel that they should have done a little bit more to this figure, especially since the Crash Combiners are around the same price. No, they are the same price as a deluxe class, which even inside the Robots in Disguise toy line, the Warrior class figures, which is what they call their deluxes, can do a whole lot more than this thing. So it's like, so you're essentially paying the same for a deluxe, which has way more articulation, a more intricate transformation, and a better vehicle mode. Essentially better in every way, just to have a gimmick of two figures doing this. Like I said, the gimmick is really cool, and the final outcome looks cool, but that's it. It just looks cool. It's aesthetics and nothing else. In terms of function, it has none. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. For what it is, it's kind of cool, and it does harken back to the EnerJoe days. But no, and unlike the EnerJoe Power Linkers, these guys are compatible with all of the other Crash Combiners. However, Shock Drive will always be a set of pants, and Warnado will always be a shirt, no matter what. Like, it's not like how in EnerJoe, and a lot of you out there will probably be wondering why I'm praising EnerJoe so much, but it is true, is that the EnerJoe Power Linkers, those figures can either become a shirt or pants mode, no matter what. Unlike this, where they're stuck as they are, but they are compatible with each other. So you can get a strong arm pants and put it on this guy, no problem. And that's it. There's really nothing else. I felt I talked a lot more about this figure than I should have, but that's it. The only thing left to mention is that this guy is named, this guy is a repaint of another Crash Combiner. It's a straight repaint of another Crash Combiner set, which was a Sky Sledge and Stormhammer. I don't remember who was who. Yeah, Warnado was the repaint of Stormhammer, and Shock Drive was the repaint of Sky Sledge, and those two combined together to form Skyhammer. And that's about it. There really is nothing else I can say. For what it is, it looks cool and the gimmick works, but there's nothing beyond that. I recommend this if you really liked what you see, or if... Well, here's what I recommend it as a nice little beginner's transformer for a little kid. And that's about it. You give them two little figures, combine them together and whatnot. However, I feel you should wait a little bit longer and just get them a full-blown deluxe, and that'll be much better in the long run. And that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really say. So this has been my review of the Transformers You're not going away, are you? Fine. I might as well mention who this is, since I might as well bring it up because he shares the same name as Warnado. Yeah. This is the Skylander Warnado. Specifically, this is his Series 2 Light Core variant. Although I don't remember if Light Core counted as Series 2. Whatever. This is the Light Core Warnado that was released in Skylander Swap Force. And yeah, he has the same exact name as this Transformer up top, Warnado. And that's the only reason why he's here. And there it is as a size comparison, I guess. So yeah. Little bonus review of this guy. Yeah, it's a Skylander with the same name as the Transformer. So yeah, that's it. This has been my review of the Transformers robots. I'm just going to shorten it to the Transformers, RiD, Combiner Force, Crash Combiners, Shock Drive, Warnado, and Shocknado. And it's okay. It's great for little kids, and that's all I can really say. So this has been my review. This has been my review. This is Composite EnerJoe, signing off. Peace out.